You didn't lose them. They lost you. But here's what the world doesn't want you to see. That heartbreak, that emptiness, that voice in your head saying you'll never be the same again, it's all a lie designed to keep you stuck, to trap you in a loop of self-doubt and longing. But you're here now, and that means you're ready to break the cycle. Think about this. Every setback in life, every loss, every failure is a seed for growth, for reinvention, for transformation. What feels like the worst thing that's ever happened to you is actually the crack in the shell, the break you needed to let the light in. You're not broken, you're breaking free. Welcome to Stoic Blessing, where we don't just endure life's hardships, we turn them into fuel. Today, we're going to dive deep into why losing them is the best thing that could have happened to you. We'll unravel the illusion of loss using the unshakable wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that's withstood the test of time, and I'll share insights from dark psychology to show you the truth about what's happening in their mind and why their absence is your greatest advantage. Here's what's at stake. The version of you that you've always wanted to become is waiting on the other side of this heartbreak. Stronger, smarter, unstoppable. But to get there, you need to stop seeing this breakup as a wound and start seeing it as a weapon, a tool you can use to shape your life into something extraordinary. I know this isn't easy. Right now, your mind is telling you stories. What did I do wrong? Why wasn't I enough? Can I ever move on? These are the lies we tell ourselves when we let emotion control us. But today, I'm going to teach you how to rewrite those stories, how to turn the pain into power, how to use Stoic wisdom to master your mind, and how to rise so far above this heartbreak that it will feel like the best thing that ever happened to you. Before we go any further, I want you to take a powerful first step. If you're ready to take control of your story, I challenge you to do two things. First, flood the comments below with this phrase, "I rise stronger from every loss." Not just words, a declaration, a commitment to yourself that no matter what life throws your way, you will rise. Second, hit that like button, not for me, but for you, because when you take that small action, you're telling yourself, I'm ready to reclaim my power. All right, are you ready? Let's dive deep into the truth about why losing them isn't just a win, it's your biggest breakthrough. And it all starts with understanding one simple idea, the illusion of loss. Number 1, the illusion of loss. Here's the thing about loss. It's a mirage. It feels real. It feels like something has been ripped away from you. But ask yourself, what have you really lost? Was it the person? Or was it the idea of what they meant to you? Breakups hurt because they shatter our illusions. We believe someone completed us. We tell ourselves that our happiness, our identity, our future, everything was tied to that person. And when they're gone, it's as if we've lost a part of ourselves. But here's the Stoic truth. No one can take what's truly yours. Not your character, not your values, not your strength. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What does that mean? It means the loss you're feeling right now isn't about them. It's about the story you're telling yourself. They weren't your source of happiness. You were. They weren't your foundation. You were. And now that they're gone, it's time to reclaim that truth. Here's where dark psychology comes in. Do you know why people move on faster than we expect? It's because most of us live in the moment. We're driven by emotions, impulses, and short-term distractions. They're not spending their time agonizing over the past. They've shifted their focus, and that hurts, doesn't it? But here's the silver lining. It means you can do the same. When you cling to the illusion of loss, you give them power over you. You hand them the keys to your mind, your emotions, and your self-worth. But when you realize that what you've lost isn't them, but the idea of them, everything changes. Because ideas can be rewritten. Think of it this way. If someone left, it's because they no longer aligned with the path you're meant to walk. In Stoicism, we call this amor fati, the love of fate. What happens, happens for a reason. It's not up to you to change the past, but it is up to you to shape your response. So, let's flip the script. You didn't lose them. You lost the weight of a relationship that was no longer serving you. You lost the distraction that was holding you back from becoming the strongest version of yourself. And what you gained? Freedom, a blank slate, a chance to rebuild your life exactly the way you want it. Here's your action step right now. Hit the comments and write this down. What I thought I lost, I never needed. Let's claim that truth together. And while you're at it, don't forget to like this video. Let's show the world that heartbreak isn't the end. It's the spark that ignites your breakthrough. Next, we'll talk about how to take that newfound freedom and use it to build something extraordinary. This is where the real transformation begins. Number 2, the reframe, loss as liberation. What if I told you that this breakup isn't a loss? It's a liberation. That the pain you're feeling right now is the weight of chains being broken. Because that's exactly what it is. You've been set free, not from love, but from illusion. And now, you have the rarest gift of all, clarity. Here's what most people don't realize about relationships. Many of them are prisons. Not because the other person is malicious, but because we chain ourselves to expectations, to roles, to routines that slowly pull us away from who we truly are. Think about it. How much of yourself did you compromise to keep the peace? How often did you ignore your own needs to fulfill theirs? How many dreams did you put on hold because they didn't fit into the plan? Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Your breakup is that freedom. It's your chance to step back, to look at the life you were living and ask yourself, was that truly the life I wanted? Or was I living someone else's dream, someone else's story? And here's where it gets even more powerful. The pain you're feeling isn't a sign that something is wrong. It's proof that something is changing. Pain is the mind's way of letting go, of shedding old beliefs, old attachments, old habits. That's why they call it growing pains. Now let's dive into the psychology of this. Why do people cling so tightly to relationships, even ones that don't serve them? It's because the human brain craves certainty. Even if that certainty is toxic or unfulfilling, it feels safer than the unknown. But Stoicism teaches us to embrace the unknown, to see it not as a threat, but as a canvas. When you reframe loss as liberation, you stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and start asking, "What can I create with this?" That shift in perspective changes everything. Suddenly, the breakup isn't something that happened to you, it's something that happened for you. So here's your new story. This is your moment to rewrite the script, to design a life that is fully yours, no compromises, no limits. The chains are gone and the path is wide open. You're not starting over, you're starting better. Take a moment right now and commit to this new mindset. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I am free to create my own life." And while you're at it, hit that like button to celebrate your liberation. Every action you take is a step toward the new you. Next, we'll uncover the Stoic secret to focusing on what truly matters, control, and how mastering this principle will make you unstoppable. Number 3, control what you can, release what you can't. There's one Stoic principle that, if you truly master it, will make you unstoppable. Control what you can and release what you can't. Sounds simple, right? But when heartbreak strikes, this is the first thing we forget. We obsess over the past, what we could have done differently, what we could have said, what we could have fixed. But here's the truth. You're trying to control the uncontrollable. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us and some things are not." The actions of others, their thoughts, their decisions, those are not within your control. And yet, how much time have you spent agonizing over what they're thinking, whether they've moved on, whether they'll ever come back? Be honest with yourself. That's energy wasted. Here's where you flip the script. You don't control what they do, but you do control what you do. You control your mind, you control your actions, and you control how you choose to respond to this moment. This is where your power lies, and this is where your breakthrough begins. Think of it this way. Your ex is a storm. Maybe they're raging, maybe they're calm, but either way, they're outside of you. You are the sky. The storm can pass, but the sky remains vast, unshaken, infinite. Your power is in deciding what kind of sky you want to be. Here's the dark psychology twist. Many people cling to the past because they secretly hope they can still influence it. They believe that if they overanalyze every detail or punish themselves enough, they'll find a way to rewrite history. But that's not how life works. The past is dead. The only thing alive is this moment and the decisions you make in it. Now let's get practical. Every time you catch yourself obsessing over what you can't control, pause and ask, what can I do right now to move forward? Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's hitting the gym. Maybe it's planning the next big goal you want to crush. Every small action you take reclaims a piece of your power. Remember, the breakup didn't take away your control. It just revealed where you were wasting it. And now, you have the chance to redirect that energy into something extraordinary. Here's your action step. Declare your focus. Hit the comments and write, I control my destiny, not my past. Let's flood this space with power and intention. Next, we'll dive into something you might not want to hear, but need to. Why they're not thinking about you, and why that's your greatest gift. Number 4. Dark psychology. Why they're not thinking about you. Here's the cold, hard truth. They're not thinking about you. And I know that stings. It's a brutal realization. But let me tell you why that's the best news you'll hear today. First, let's break this down. Human beings are selfish by nature. And I don't mean that in a malicious way. It's just how our brains are wired. We're wired to prioritize our own needs, our own emotions, and our own survival. That means your ex isn't lying awake at night, dissecting every moment the way you are. They've moved on to the next chapter of their story, whether that's scrolling mindlessly on their phone or chasing a new distraction. But here's the kicker. That's exactly what you need to do. You see, while you're replaying old memories and questioning what went wrong, they're already investing in their future. And if you stay stuck in the past, you're letting them win twice, once by leaving, and again by keeping you trapped in your own mind. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Their thoughts, their feelings, their choices, you don't control any of it. And frankly, you don't need to. When you understand that they're not thinking about you, you're free. Free to stop obsessing, free to reclaim that mental energy and pour it into someone who truly matters, you. Now, let's take this further with some dark psychology. People naturally avoid dwelling on things that don't serve them. It's a survival mechanism. If they've chosen to move on, it's because they've prioritized their peace of mind. And you need to do the same. Not to hurt them, not to get revenge, but because clinging to their absence only sabotages your growth. Here's the secret they don't want you to know. The moment you stop thinking about them, the moment you let them fade into the background of your life, is the moment you become untouchable. When you stop seeking their validation, when you stop caring what they think, you become the most powerful version of yourself. So ask yourself, why are you giving your energy to someone who's no longer giving theirs to you? Take back that power. Redirect it into building the life they'll wish they never walked away from. Here's your challenge right now. Comment below with the phrase, "My focus is my freedom." Write it, own it. Up next, I'm going to show you the Stoic practice that will truly set you free. the art of indifference. This is where the transformation begins. Number 5. The art of indifference. What if I told you the secret to ultimate power is learning not to care? Not in a cold, heartless way, but in a way that frees you from being controlled by anything or anyone outside yourself. This is the Stoic art of indifference, or as the ancient philosophers called it, apatheia. And once you master it, you become untouchable. Here's what most people get wrong about indifference. They think it means not feeling anything. That's not true. Indifference doesn't mean ignoring your emotions. It means understanding them and refusing to let them dictate your actions. It means recognizing what truly matters and letting go of what doesn't. Think of it like this. Your ex, the memories you shared, the plans you made, they're like a storm. And you're standing in the rain, getting drenched, shivering, waiting for the storm to pass. But the Stoics teach us this. Instead of waiting for the storm to end, learn to walk through it, unaffected. Be the mountain the storm can't move. Marcus Aurelius put it best. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. What does this mean for you? It means your ex doesn't control your happiness. Their absence doesn't determine your worth. The only thing that matters is how you choose to respond. Now, let's apply this to your breakup. When you think about them, when you feel the sting of rejection, ask yourself, is this thought useful? Is it helping me grow? Is it leading me to the life I want? If the answer is no, release it. Not with anger, not with bitterness, but with indifference, because you are no longer giving your energy to something or someone that no longer serves you. Here's the dark psychology angle. People crave attention. They feed off the reactions they provoke, whether it's love, anger, or sadness. When you react, you hand them power. But when you're indifferent, when their actions don't move you, you become the one in control. They can't win if you don't play the game. Indifference is your superpower. It allows you to let go without losing yourself. It frees you from the emotional chaos of what's happening around you, so you can focus on building what's within you. So here's your next step. Embrace indifference. Flood the comments with this phrase, I am unshaken, I am unstoppable. Make it your mantra. Next, we'll talk about the alchemy of pain, how to turn heartbreak into your greatest fuel and come back stronger than ever. Number 6. Turning pain into power. Let me tell you something powerful. Pain is not your enemy, it's your fuel. Every moment of heartbreak, every tear, every sleepless night, it's raw energy. And like any energy, you can waste it, or you can transform it into something extraordinary. Think of a blacksmith forging a sword. The raw metal doesn't become sharp and strong by staying cold. It has to go through the fire, endure the hammer, and be shaped by pressure. That's exactly what you're going through right now. And just like that sword, you're being forged into something sharper, stronger, and more resilient than you've ever been. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Pain isn't here to destroy you. It's here to awaken you, to strip away the illusions, the weaknesses, the excuses, and reveal the strength you didn't even know you had. Now, let's get real. You have two choices when you face heartbreak. You can let it break you, or you can use it to break through. The difference lies in what you do with your pain. Will you drown in it, or will you let it fuel your rise? Here's the psychological truth about pain. It sharpens your focus. Pain forces you to confront yourself in ways comfort never will. It asks hard questions. Who are you without them? What do you truly want? Where will you go from here? And if you're brave enough to answer, you'll find a power within yourself that no one can take away. So how do you turn pain into power? Start small. Take the energy you're pouring into overthinking and redirect it. Hit the gym. Start a new project. Learn a skill you've always wanted to master. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a step away from the past and toward your future. Here's another twist. The more you invest in yourself, the less their absence will matter. The person you're becoming will look back on this moment, not with regret, but with gratitude. Because this pain is the reason you'll become unstoppable. I want you to claim this transformation right now. Drop a comment below and write, "I rise because of my pain, not despite it." Let's flood this space with strength and intention. In the next section, we're going to dive into one of the greatest gifts heartbreak can give you, solitude, and why mastering it will make you untouchable. Number 7. The hidden gift of solitude. Here's something most people will never understand. Solitude isn't a punishment, it's a gift. The world fears being alone, but those who embrace it become unstoppable. Why? Because solitude is where you discover who you truly are, without the noise, without the distractions, without anyone else's expectations pulling you in 100 directions. Right now, you might feel like this breakup has left you alone, isolated, abandoned. But the truth is, you've been given an opportunity that most people never take. The chance to fully meet yourself, to confront your fears, your doubts, your dreams, and your potential. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Think about that. The most powerful place you can retreat to isn't a relationship or a vacation or someone else's arms. It's within you. When you master solitude, you master yourself. Here's the psychological twist. Most people fear solitude because it forces them to face the parts of themselves they've been avoiding. The insecurities, the regrets, the unresolved emotions. But the Stoics teach us that these are not enemies, they are teachers. Solitude isn't about being lonely, it's about being whole. In solitude, you find clarity. You start to see what truly matters and what was only noise. You stop looking for validation from others and start building it within yourself. And the more comfortable you become with your own company, the less power anyone else will ever have over you. Think about it. The strongest, most magnetic people in the world are those who don't need anyone. They choose connections, but they don't depend on them. They are whole on their own. This is the power solitude can give you. So how do you embrace this gift? Start small. Spend time alone, not scrolling through social media, not distracting yourself with mindless activities, but truly alone with your thoughts. Journal. Meditate. Take a walk without your phone. Let yourself be uncomfortable at first, because that discomfort is where the growth happens. Over time, you'll realize something incredible. You're not alone. You have yourself. And when you build a relationship with that person, you'll be more grounded, more confident, and more powerful than ever before. Here's your challenge for this section. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I am my own strength." Say it loud, own it, and let the world know you're not afraid of standing alone. Next, we'll explore how to take everything you've learned and use it to reinvent yourself into the person you've always wanted to be. Number 8. A new you. Reinvention through reflection. You've faced the pain. You've embraced solitude. Now it's time to rise. This is your moment of reinvention. The person you were in that relationship, they're gone. And that's a good thing, because who you become next is entirely up to you. In Stoicism, there's a concept called eudaimonia, a state of flourishing, of living in alignment with your true purpose. This is your chance to rebuild yourself, not based on someone else's expectations, but on the foundation of who you truly are. It's about letting go of the old story and writing a new one that centers on your growth, your values, and your power. Here's the thing, most people don't take this step. They stay stuck in their old patterns, dragging their past into their future. But not you. You're here because you're ready to change. You're ready to reflect on who you've been, learn from it, and transform into the person you were always meant to be. Seneca said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." That relationship wasn't a failure, it was a chapter, and now that chapter is closed. But what comes next is entirely in your hands. Here's how you begin your reinvention. Reflect on who you were in that relationship. What habits served you, and which ones held you back? What values did you compromise, and which ones will you never compromise again? Use these questions to build a blueprint for the person you're becoming. Now, focus on action. Reinvention isn't just about reflection, it's about doing. Start showing up for yourself in ways you never have before. Set goals that scare you, goals that excite you. Learn something new, dive into your passions, and build the life that person you've always dreamed of would live. Here's the psychological truth. The brain loves progress. Every small step you take toward becoming a stronger, wiser, more capable version of yourself rewires your mind. You start to associate growth with joy. You stop craving the past because your future becomes far more exciting. Reinvention isn't about forgetting who you were. It's about evolving. It's about taking the lessons you've learned, the pain you've endured, and using it to shape a new, unshakable version of yourself. The version of you that doesn't just survive heartbreak, but thrives because of it. Take a moment right now and claim this new chapter. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I am becoming unstoppable." Let's make this a declaration. In the final section, we'll bring it all together and leave you with a powerful truth. Losing them was your biggest win because it gave you you. So here we are. You've walked through the fire, you've faced the heartbreak, embraced the solitude, and discovered the truth about yourself. Now it's time to understand the most important lesson of all. Losing them wasn't your downfall. It was your breakthrough. The pain, the loss, the doubts, they were never here to destroy you. They were here to wake you up, to remind you of the power you've always had but forgot in the chaos of trying to hold on to someone else. This breakup wasn't the end. It was the beginning of something far greater, the version of you that no longer seeks validation from others but finds it within. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your heartbreak was the obstacle, but now it's the very thing that has set you free. Free to grow, free to rebuild, free to create a life so extraordinary that the version of you who started this journey wouldn't even recognize it. Let's take a moment to reflect. Who are you becoming? The strength you've found, the lessons you've learned, those are yours forever. They can't be taken away. And as you continue on this path, remember that this moment of loss was never about them. It was about you reclaiming your power. Now, here's your final step. Make a commitment to yourself. Drop a comment below and write, "Losing them was my biggest win." Let's flood the comments with this truth and remind each other that every ending is a new beginning. And if this journey has inspired you, hit that like button as a sign of your growth and your strength. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Blessing. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of insight, growth, and power. Together, we'll continue to rise, stronger and more unshakable with every challenge we face. Remember this, they didn't define you, they didn't complete you. You did, and now you're free to become unstoppable. Stay strong, stay focused, and as always, stay blessed.